Hello everybody, whatever time of the day you're listening to this, it's Ian and Wendy here from Cloud2020, and this is our latest Cloud2020 Insights. And uncharacteristically for us, Ian, because we're very positive people generally, we're actually going to talk about some pain points, some negativity here, but hopefully to offer some solutions to that. So I would like us to talk about, in the context of the partner-to-partner world, what are the three fears that we feel we've identified that partners might have about the whole partnering process and that might actually stop them from getting on board with that?
Yeah, indeed. I think, as you say, to talk about some negativity is really not us normally, but I think we need to get it on the table, right? And I think the first one we term FOBFO, which is fear of being found out. Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa! And how often do we come across that in life? But so fear of being found out. What do you mean by that? Well, this is where, as a partner, you're as a trusted partner of a customer, you've taken them on that digital transformation journey. And boy, have we seen some of that in the last year for various reasons. But customers really making that transformation journey, and now they're on that journey. There's a hunger for more and more. Yes, let's bring some more productivity in. Now let's use these tools. But that puts you on a journey with your customer. If it comes to the point where you run out of road, so what I'm saying is, it might be that you've got them on Microsoft 365, you've got some third-party apps up on Azure, that type of stuff. But there comes a point where you're going to come up against the business applications bit. Now, what do? If you haven't got those skills in-house, you're now in FOBFO, because either you've got to bring those skills in a hurry, and we know from experience that A, that's not possible in a hurry, and B, it's a very expensive process to set up a consultancy, or you go alongside a partner like us. And I think that's how you can combat that whole FOBFO thing. Yeah?
Yes. I think that's a great explanation. Thank you, Ian. So we've got a second one then, haven't we, which we're calling FOLO, which is fear of losing out.
Right.
And essentially what we're talking about there, I think, is there is this fear that if you bring in another partner, that they are going to come and eat your lunch, essentially, if they're a technology partner. And I suppose, that does exist. It could happen. I mean, we take the view that you do it once and it's a very small world. Yeah. And it soon gets out there that that's the kind of partner that you are. But from our perspective, I think it's why we've built this whole, we do Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform, and we don't do anything else. So Microsoft 365 licensing, ADSL connectivity, web hosting, email sorting, security, Azure, all of that, we leave in the hands of the reseller. They're the people that know how to do that, and we'll happily sit alongside that kind of technical expertise and bring our own particular technical expertise to put to the service of the reseller's customer, essentially. So that's our kind of number two FOLO, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's got really important points around that. Why do we do this? Well, to be perfectly frank, Dynamics and the Power Platform is such a massive environment these days that it takes all our time to stay up to speed with it, and therefore, we don't have the bandwidth to worry about the rest. And it's about everyone understanding their point of expertise. So, last year I had an extension put in my house. So the guy that ran the business that did the extension, he wasn't a plumber, he wasn't an electrician, he wasn't a roofer. He employed people who were good at that, but he brought the whole thing together. And that's why we, in a way, we see our partnership with Microsoft resellers. They do all that other stuff. We're brought in to do what we do well. And we're not interested in getting other stuff. And that's great. It's a great way for us to focus on what we do best. And also it works in a partnership delivering a really good solution to their customer. And I think that's really important.
It does. And I guess that brings us to the final, final fear, which actually runs in the opposite direction to the other two fears, which we're calling FOMO. People might have heard that already, but what do we feel that the partners fear they're missing out on?
Well, let's be honest, revenue, fear of missing out on the revenue. If you're selling subscriptions to Microsoft 365 and some Azure, that's a nice regular income coming in every month, and the more you satisfy their customers' requirements, and as their business shapes and moves, you meet those requirements. That's great, but just bear in mind what you're leaving on the table if you don't bring that last element in, the business applications part. There's some serious licensing and deployment value out there, and it's just all part of the bigger picture. So the fear of missing out is very much about missing out on that revenue because you can't deliver it. But we can deliver that for you, and therefore you're not leaving that money on the table.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for today. I know we're going to talk about this again, so we don't want to go into particular depth, but I'm very happy that we've identified these 3 fears, and I'm wondering if there are people out there that resonates with. Let us know how we can help you with those 3 fears around partnering. And thanks for your time today, and leave us some comments. We're always happy to hear from you. We also, if you've got ideas for topics, as you know, Ian and I will talk about pretty much anything.